Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Joytoy's version of the Wandering Earth 118 scale action figure. There are 3 figures in this series currently, and this is figure 3 of 3. This is the packaging that it comes in. On the front of the packaging, we do have the window box showing the character and his accessories. Bottom right, we have the Chinese and the Wandering Earth logo. On the top and on the bottom of the box, we do have the Joytoy logo. On the side here, we have warning for tricking heads of small parts for ages under 3. These are recommended for ages 15 and up. These are more marketed for your dog collector. We have the Wandering Earth logo along with the Chinese here on the right. UPC just below that. We have some other information here on the bottom if you just want to pause and read it. And on this side, we have the Wandering Earth across the top, product parameters, Joytoy information, and a note if you want to pause and read that. So these boxes are pretty flexible. They're made to take your figure out, play with it, and you put it back in, no problem. My third box here is kind of a little bent up, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. So inside we have this product insert. Nice artwork there on the cover. We unfold it. We have component parts list, picture of the 3 characters, and a picture of the large, I guess the large version with the Gatling gun and minigun all geared down. It's the same buck. Precautions. I recommend you pause and read those. Here is the symbol and an example, so you can tear apart your figures or remove parts or replace the joints if you have those. Okay, so let's remove this piece from the top. Take out the figure, take a look at him. It's an all black figure, black spacesuit, looks really cool, with an exterior exoskeleton. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. Each one of the characters have a different head sculpt, but I've realized that all the exoskeletons are the same, and basically the body is the same also. So this is what the head sculpt looks like. Looks like we have some head shave there behind the ear. You see his eyes are shining just because there's a water slide decals. The dark brown hair. Pretty nice. Here on the chest we do have the 2 flags. One is the Chinese flag. Not too bad. So the overall exoskeleton is really cool. This is a kind of a foundation that became the retooled version of the 10th Cavalry flying 10th Legion Flying Cavalry. Yes, that's it. Set that just recently came out. So very nice. So most of the exoskeleton is black. It's all the black that clashes, but they do offer some silver accents throughout. Like here, through here. I do love the gloves. They look fantastic. We have some weathered white round hoses here, or tubes. Some silver throughout the back. Silver on this side. Not too bad. There is lots of articulation in the top piece. The exoskeleton is 2 pieces. We do have articulation here, in here. These just clip on. They're a C-clip. Basically just pull on off, so you don't have to remove the hands for these ones. So the articulation is here. We have articulation here, 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 and here on these top pieces. This piece here comes down into a little slit. So it's articulated also. This box here is an ammo box that goes to the heavy gunner one. This is not used, so unless you want to use this as a the heavy gunner setup loadout, you could use it if you don't like that character or whatever reasons that you find it's necessary. We have articulation here, here, throughout. Works really cool. The 2 pins here are articulated also, and they do snap into the chest, so you have to remove all that if you do not like the exoskeleton and want to take it off. So as you can see, the bottom half of this is all connected to a belt here. Then we have a piston and a piece here that comes down. There's articulation right here and right here. On both legs are the same. And these also are the C-clips that disconnect onto the bottom of the ankles. So very nice. Overall, here on this lap pad we have the pistol holster. It's kind of, it's hard to see sometimes because it's all the black. But overall, it's pretty much the same buck as the other two. Just different configuration for the heavy weapons guy. So for articulation, head goes on the side, to the side, down, up, spins 360. There's 2 points of articulation here. There's the neck articulation and the head articulation. When you're manipulating the head, the neck seems to be the predominant joint that likes to move fairly easier than the below the chin, I should say. So the arms go up about that much. You can see how the exosuit moves when you do that. So you're definitely going to have a lot of hindrance in your articulation with the exoskeleton on. So if you remove it, you'll get a lot more. The shoulders are on a ball joint. They roll over 360, but they will not do that with the exoskeleton on. The elbow rotates 360, but you also cannot do that with the actual suit on. I can remove it and spin it. And then we have bendable elbows, which gets you 90 degrees, no problem. Looks really, really good. And this one here goes up and down on the wrist, and it spins 360. This one spins 360, and it goes in and out. So that's for the upper body. We do have chest articulation side to side, ab crunch, back. We have a waist swivel, but it's hard to do that. So my leg just popped off. No big deal, they snap right back on. And but it rotates 360 at the waist if you didn't have all the gear on. We have a split both ways. Sitting does sit really, really well. And it looks like I could get my joint back on. There we go. Keeps pulling it off. Exoskeleton's got to get it seated. Huh. Anyway, yeah, they sit pretty good. They have thigh swivel. Very nice. We have double jointed knees. It's really good. For the feet, they do pivot down. They do pivot up a little bit. We have some side to sides. And it rotates around that ball kind of awkwardly, but it does give you a 360 rotation. All in all, pretty decent for all the gear that's on the character. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a 360 look. And we'll go ahead and look at his accessories. So first off, we'll take a look at his assault rifle. It is the same assault rifle as the number 2. And then we have a pistol. Looks like he had too much space gin and he fell over back there. So here's our pistol. It's the same pistol as we've seen on the other ones. And he knocked that guy's gun out of his hand, which is fun. The hands are quite soft, so you can manipulate pretty easily. Sometimes for the assault rifles, they are a pain. And it looks like he wants to be a pain for the pistol also. But they're you can manipulate them pretty easily. There we go. It's hard to see through the camera sometimes. This pistol holds it quite well. Okay. He does have a place to store it for here on his, excuse me, right here on his iPad. If you can see that, a lot of black on black, but it fits relatively nicely. His assault rifle is a bit of a challenge. When you put it in his hand, you kind of got to get the trigger finger up here and the rest of his hands right there. Sort of a unique fit. Let's see if I can do it on the camera. If not, I'll have to go behind the camera and get it, because you got to try to get that trigger finger up in that little section. I'm not sure if I did have to turn around. I actually did. So that was must have practice from number 2. So it's a cool little gun. Not too bad. Bringing it across. As you can see, I'll start stretching the armor back to where it wants to pop off, but it is what it is with the overall aesthetic of this figure. Now we have one of the best accessories is this helmet. Beautiful artwork. I'm sorry, yeah, paint apps on here. We have the nice paint here. The trim level detail is really insane for this piece of accessory. Some here, some up on the cell device, some on the front there. They even went as far as putting some detailing inside there. See the gold? Kind of look like speakers or vents. You can see through the dome. Speaker vents inside there for the character. And it has that very nice clear dome. It is a very nice well manufactured piece. And it fits perfectly on his head. It's really, really cool. So I'll go ahead and show you a comparison with his compadres. It's the same buck, basically different sculpts. But let me show you at least the back and how that heavy weapons minigun works out of this little box here, like, so you can see why that's not used. It's very, very good. So we'll go ahead and we will spin him around. Sometimes touching these guys makes the heads want to fall off. Okay, there's all 3 of them right there. They look really good together. Okay, for some other comparisons, here is the ones with the Callaway Heavy unit. I've already had these guys set up in the back here so we can do a nice comparison of them. And they look really, really good. I went ahead and did a higher detail comparisons with these guys on figure number 2 video, if you want to check it out. I also have video reviews for all 5 of these figures that you see. If you want to go ahead and check those out also, I think you'll enjoy them. Like I said, these figures are modeled after the Wonder on Earth movie. It is a Chinese movie, if you're not sure what that is. It's done in Chinese language. Unfortunately, I do not know if there is a English dub version. I looked it up on, I think it was Netflix, and you pretty much got to read the subtitles. So that's a bummer. It does look like a very cool movie, if you want to check that out. So with that being said, there's obviously a little more pricier figures because of it being modeled after some type of movie. So they not only have to pay for the engineering, the manufacturing, the company wants to make profit, and then you have your distributors want to make profit, and then you have to pay the rights to the company that owns the Wandering Earth copyrights and images, and likenesses. So looking. And here at the United States, they were pretty much going to go for $109 for all three. Just recently, as a video, I did this video, I've seen it set as cheap as $99. If you get them from China, you're looking about $90, but then you got to pay the shipping. So you have to do your own math on that, because everybody lives in different areas. It may cost you more or cost you less. Who knows? But if you just want one figure, a lot of people are just buying the main character in the middle with the minigun. If you're buying by yourself, China, $50. I'm not sure. I don't remember in the United States, but you can buy them individually. But you're going to pay more for one, which $50, if that's all you're getting, okay, you saved, some money. But say you want two, the other ones are going for like $30-$35. You might as well, if you're buying two, you might as well get all three, because you're going to pay about the same. The only really difference in between them are the head sculpts. And if I can take these off without knocking them off, take a look at those so you guys can see those. Everything else is the same on the figures. These two figures, I should say, these two figures are exactly the same, except for the head sculpts. And obviously you have a different loadout for this character. It's basically the same, except for the additional minigun in the apparatus and the ammo belt. So, pretty cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed a look at these Wandering Earth characters. If you like these figures, if you have any other questions, comment down below. If you have them, if you want to pick them up, if your opinions on them, or if you just want to get one versus the others, or any other comments you have. Please like and share the video. Please consider subscribing. I have a lot of Joytoy reviews among other brands if you want to check those out. There's a lot of videos out there for you guys to enjoy. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.